Tuesday, February 7th, the 38th day of 2023. There are 333 days left in the year. Good morning, MB, guiding you through In the Know at K105. On Litchfield's Country Station, 1039 The Moose, live online at K105.com via the Apple and Android smartphone app, using the SoundCloud, iTunes, or Spotify podcast, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, and the hashtag is In the Know. Coming up today, we'll update you on the latest news headlines from around the community, the county, the Commonwealth, and the country. The Cats and Cougars in action tonight. We'll tell you about that. And it is officially Super Bowl week, and Super Bowl festivities are underway. That and a whole lot more coming up today here on In the Know. He is the 5-time winner of the coveted Ohio Newshawk Award. He's the 2-time Silver Sound nominee, covering every corner of the globe: London, Budapest, Rio, Tokyo, and even Litchfield. He's Sam Gormley and the Sparks. Morning, Sam.
Morning, Ralph.
How you doing?
Good.
You ready to be paid a visit by the medianly docile Tigers?
Not the Fighting
this
Tigers?
Evening? No, they're not the Fighting Tigers. They're the...
I don't know. That's what they call themselves.
Docile, somewhat sleepy, lethargic Tigers.
Former Bearcats?
Former Bearcats?
Yeah, the Breckenridge kind of used to be the Bearcats.
They did?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No. When did that change?
Gosh. You're putting me on. Maybe in the 60s?
Why did they change? Do you know?
I was hoping me saying this, because I've always wondered, I was hoping that you would then be like, oh, well, they changed because tigers are more fierce than Bearcats?
Did they lose a legal challenge to Butler County?
Well, Bearcat and Bear are different. I mean, maybe University of Cincinnati.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Or, like, did they lose a wager? Did they loser gives up their mascot?
I don't know of another Bearcat though in Kentucky but
so the Fighting Adam Coxes are coming to town tonight, is what you're saying.
Hey, if you ask Adam though, now he's still he's a Cougar now.
I know where he grew up.
And an IU fan.
I know
we don't hold that against
I know what his high school diploma says on there. Over there in chair number 3, we say good morning and welcome back. First Baptist Church Litchfield knows him as their worship and disciplship minister. The Internal Revenue Service knows him as Dennis C. Cook. You lovingly know him as Yukon Cornelius. Morning, Humble Bumble.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing well. You seem to be you may be having seasonal allergies before the seasons actually change. You're always on the cutting edge of things.
I am. I just try to be ahead of the game, really.
Yeah. Does that impact your ability to sing worship and praise music on Sundays? Did it sound a little weird on Sunday morning?
It sounded normal then, I guess. Yeah.
Normal to you? I guess you heard yourself really well, didn't you, since your sinuses are closed off?
Sunday I was a little bit better vocally.
Yeah.
But I felt worse. Today I feel fine, and I sound worse.
Well, that means things are on the move, right? So maybe things are on the move. Things are on the move for the.
I hope so.
For the better. First off, what's the weather in France today? Do you recall?
Oh yeah, I do. Well, it's 4:09 p.m.
Yes. Okay, that's not the answer to my question. That's an answer to a question. It just happened. It doesn't happen to be the one to mine.
51 degrees.
51 degrees. Okay,
so it's warmer here.
Yeah, it's
pretty
close.
It's going to be
I guess it's 55 right here. So
pretty similar. Okay, just like France. A couple of weeks ago, I had a story about that. I think the Strawberry Queen thought was funny. We were talking about the zoos where you could name cockroaches after your exes.
Yeah, did she do
and
that?
To raise money, and she thought
that
was a funny thing, or your husband, if you want. Here's another zoo, not to be outdone. A zoo in Ohio. It's in Hamilton. Sam, where's Hamilton, Ohio? Do you know?
It's in Hamilton. Hamilton, Ohio is just north of Cincinnati.
Okay. Well, it says it's an animal shelter.
Okay.
An animal shelter in Hamilton, Ohio will they will write your ex's name in a litter box and then let the cats do their business in there. So it's, you can
you have your pick.
You can
Hamilton's up by closer to the Jungle Gym's IKEA area, like we were talking last week.
All right, very good. Find the umbrella because rain will return. It will be spotty today. Not a complete washout. We're going to see some scattered showers developing today. And depending upon where you travel, you could see more or you could see less. We're going to see scattered showers. It's going to be breezy today. Rain chance of 40%, a high of 59. We will see scattered showers, 40% tonight, an overnight low of 44. Breezy tomorrow at 55. The cold spot of the week will be Saturday when it will only be 39 degrees, but we'll rebound for Super Bowl Sunday to 52. But Valentine's Day at 63 degrees as your high, and then on the 15th, we could see 68 degrees here between the lakes. We might tick up a couple of degrees from that. We might not. Don't be surprised if within a few days we're telling you it might be 70 next Wednesday.
Hopefully it just stays like that too.
So I did hear a couple of meteorologists today that were talking about, we do that little gradual stair step. It's like we get into these weeks where we move up just a couple of degrees as an average, and you think, oh, well, it's better than last week, but it's not. But 3 weeks later, you've continued that progression, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, the seasons are about to change just in time to have, like a 4-inch snow on March the 5th or something.
Don't you put that evil on us.
It can happen. Ooh. It has happened before. I'm not wanting it to happen. I know it would delight Dennis.
As I get older,
here's what I can say
I'm
for
ready
certain.
for the warm weather.
It would delight Dennis's two sons.
Absolutely.
Because that means they wouldn't have to go to school.
That's true.
That's why I hope it comes on like a Friday at 4:30.
I know. Well,
How sad.
I know what would not delight Dennis's two sons if they were television viewers.
What's that?
Is the fact that the president will be on every channel tonight because the State of the Union address is scheduled in Washington. But it also lines up. Tonight is the sort of the pivot point where the administration has been saying the president would announce after the State of the Union what his intentions are as far as a second term. So everybody's kind of waiting. It's like, okay, you all said when we get past this, then you will declare your intentions. And they're still signaling that they will. But a majority of Democrats now think that one term is plenty for President Biden, despite his insistence that he plans to seek a second term. 37% of Democrats now say they want him to seek a second term, down from 52 the 1st of November. So just in that matter of months, we've gone from 52% to 37%, and I don't see it getting any better. Obviously, the people who are in the Biden administration want them to seek a second term because they want to be able to continue doing what they're doing. But I think more and more you're hearing more people who align with the Democratic Party saying we're going to have to make a change, which will be odd. That hasn't happened a lot where you have an incumbent president eligible for a second term that then doesn't, a president of either party who then doesn't seek a second term. It hasn't happened a lot of times in our country. The Litchfield Police Department is warning Grayson County residents regarding scam phone calls meant to obtain an intended victim's banking information. In a social media post, the LPD said consumers in our area are getting hit with a clever scam. A call comes in using a local bank's phone number, so that's a spoofing. And the number is not really the bank. Caller ID may display a bank's name, a fraud department, or a security agency as the caller ID. The caller represents themselves as a fraud detection agent calling them about suspicious activity on the bank account. Customers are asked to verify who they are, providing their online banking login credentials. Full stop right there. You don't need to know anymore. That's just, if that happens, just stop, hang up. I would like to think people wouldn't fall for this, but these scammers, they don't make fruitless efforts. They know it's just like going out and spending a day fishing. You cast your line, enough times and you reel it in and you're going to hook a fish a time or two. And that may be all it takes for one day's work. But here's what I would encourage people. If you get one of these calls, hang up and dial the bank back at the number the bank is.
Yep.
Right? That's all you got to do. Hang up, or even ask the person, what's your name again? And you get their name, and then you call back your bank. You should know their number. And in most cases in our community, many of the people in the bank, but our banks have gotten larger. They've merged, and they're people that you don't necessarily know all of their names. But get their name and perhaps the department that they're in. Don't ask them for an extension number. Like don't ask for the details that they can just give you a trail right back to the scammer.
Sure.
But call the main number and say, I'm so-and-so. I got a call from so-and-so about verifying so-and-so. Can you transfer me? And that should be the end of it. It's just good. Practice. A Morgantown woman has been arrested on a burglary charge after being accused of entering a home while the owners were at church.
What a dirty scheme.
Morgantown police responded to a residence on Veterans Way after homeowners' surveillance video showed 56-year-old Kibra Howe illegally enter the home. The homeowners were at church Sunday morning when Howe, who is known to the victims, entered the residence. She was arrested and charged with second-degree burglary and lodged in the Butler County Jail. The worst part of this is that it may serve as a deterrent for people to go to service, right, Dennis?
It's just, you know what? Get security cameras and lock the doors.
And go on to church.
Go on to church.
The missing teenager from Owensboro we told you about yesterday has been found.
Good.
All that.
No need to mention any more details or identity or anything, but she's apparently safe. I did hear KNN reporting. There's a fur or something on here. Sorry,
What?
it's bothering me.
I didn't know why you just started stroking your microphone.
I did hear. Well, it wasn't really stroking. It was more trying to pick up lint or something off of it. I heard KNN yesterday say that thought that maybe she could be in the Louisville area. So I don't know if she was. Weekly COVID numbers are out. 703 less last week than the week before. That's good. 286 hospitalizations. That's down 8. 23 on a ventilator. So that's numbers continuing to go in good direction.
Statewide, right?
Statewide.
Yeah.
Gasoline prices also showing a slight decline after reaching a 15-month low in which the statewide average at the pump dipped to $2.79 a gallon. For regular unleaded on Christmas Day, gas rose steadily over the next month, reaching $3.22. That roller coaster ride continues, and we now have our first weekly decline of 2023, with the price Monday afternoon standing at $3.15. It's 5 cents cheaper than last week, 21 cents above a month ago. I think I saw it like various places yesterday, 309.
308 was what I saw.
In that range. So it's kind of floating. You probably see it come back down just a little bit. Statewide, the Monday average was 344, a 9-cent drop from last week. So that must be the national average compared to the statewide average that I gave you. Kelly Craft getting pushback in the last few days on a campaign ad that she had been running. She'd been one of the few GOP candidates who are out there that I'm aware that with big television campaigns.
She got the money to spend.
She certainly does. And I think last Friday was maybe the first day she hadn't been on the air in quite some time. I think they took a pause in that. And it could have been, I don't know that it was, but there's a line in it about that empty chair at my table. So the message is basically saying she's going to fight the drug epidemic and she's going to fix the border. And because the border is related to our drug problems in the Commonwealth, I'm sure she's right.
So she can build a wall around Tennessee?
Yeah, I don't know what her methodology for that is, but she's trying to commiserate with the people in Kentucky who have been familial victims of the opioid epidemic, and the way that they wrote it into the script or into the commercial was that empty chair at the table. And so then that started raising questions. So what do you mean? Who did you lose? And so they went on to say, well, I mean, I have a family member, just like many people do, who went to treatment, that were missed birthdays, missed Christmases, etc., were able to put their life back together and go on. And so really what it is, it's a difference in metaphor. But really what it is more than anything is it's trying to find every opportunity to undermine her credibility as soon as possible, because what's going to happen in the fall, if she's the nominee, she's going to run very well in Jefferson and Fayette counties against Beshear, where he's going to be very strong. She's going to be able to hold her own. And even though she might not be the choice of rural Kentucky in the primary, if she gets to the general, rural Kentucky will just overwhelmingly vote for her. And so this is very strategic on both sides. She's being strategic with her messaging, saying, hey, I'm like you. My family has been harmed just like you. And then on the other side, they're saying, well, you can't use that metaphor because that metaphor is reserved for people who have lost loved ones to death during the opioid epidemic. So it's just more of the political games that go back and forth. And I do think if metaphors can't be used, then that's got to be consistent in both directions, and that was one of my biggest problems with President Trump was the hyperbole. It's like everything was hyperbolic. It was everything is over the top. But we've also heard our current president spin yarns that are designed to make statements and make points that might not be factually correct. But if we're going to be technical about things, then our messaging is going to sound much different. And maybe it should. Kentucky officials involved in shaping a state broadband plan have scheduled a 14-stop listening tour to receive input from people across the state. The 6-week tour begins a week from today in Hopkinsville. As part of the Better Internet Initiative, the events will be led by the state's Office of Broadband Development. The tour will help officials identify where more work needs to be done in creating a broadband plan that ensures investments are made where they're critically needed. They're going to be trying to bridge the gap. Our community has changed a lot in just the last 2.5 years with the availability of fiber from NCTC, and thanks in part to the Health Foundation, county government, Judge Henderson, and NCTC and Warren RECC, and really extending that network. But that doesn't mean it's reaching 100% of homes in Grayson County. There are still big areas that are underserved. While they might have broadband, they don't have broadband. Right. You might be 6 megabytes, or you might be 25, but your upload is still 1. And to have true broadband, your upload now is just as important, not often as important, but just as important as your download.
It's interesting. My service provider in the last 2, maybe 3 months was like all of a sudden like, hey, guess what? You now have more upload. So now my upload is bumped up, and it was like, wow. It was that easy? No, it's actually, I tested it's maybe a little better than that.
Because it's all the people who are on Zoom and trying to do, and you're frozen. Yeah. You're cutting out. What is that? That's upload. Like when you're freezing, when you say you're freezing, you're frozen,
that's your
you cut out.
Is when you're streaming.
But what I have observed is, like the fiber network in Grayson County got laid, and then some of the previous providers just came through in those same areas and said, hey, guess what? We got fiber too. Well, where were you?
Yeah.
Right? And now, why aren't you going to the areas where the fiber isn't already?
Right. I'm excited. I hope this happens, and I love that we're a customer in Grayson County of it, and it's amazing. I'm ready for my parents to get something like this. They live in a rural area, and it's time. What they have is just, it's like, AOL from 1993. It's terrible.
Do they have to haul data from town we used to do when I was a kid?
They should. They should. It would be much better.
UK plays tonight. The Arkansas piggybacks come to Rupp Arena, and it's a late game, right? 8 o'clock tip tonight.
Correct.
So 8:15. 8:10 is when it'll start after ESPN shoves it back, and then it'll still start in progress probably by the time they cut to it. And then the Cougars host the Fighting Tigers tonight. Sam, what do you expect from tonight's game?
I mean, the most important thing is it is senior night, so in between JV and varsity. So pretty much the start to our broadcast will be senior night tonight. So they'll honor their five seniors, I think is how many, 5 or 6 seniors. The basketball team will do that, so we'll be sure to bring that to you. But these two teams met back all the way back on the first game of the season, I think the 29th of November. So I always like that because that's a really good test of which teams have improved, how have they changed, and so on. Cougars won that one 72-62 is the final score. High-scoring game. I think you could be looking for something similar tonight, so if you don't want to watch the State of the Union, don't want to watch the Cats, or maybe record the Cats, either watch with us on K105 Digital Productions or go out and support the team as well at the Cougar Den. It should be a great game.
You won't miss much of the Kentucky game if you watch all of the Cougar game. But when the Cougar game's over,
maybe the first half.
Maybe you might be at the under 8 timeout in the first half is probably when it's going to be. No more boys home games this season?
No, there is one next week.
But it's not senior night?
It is not. No, they always like to do senior night earlier now because if it snows on that last game, then you're out of luck on having a senior night.
Senior night tonight. There you go. Got to get to a break. We'll come back. Got more on the way here on In the Know.
If you're a woman over 40, have you had your annual mammogram? Whether you're a mother, wife, sister, mentor, or friend, you're important to so many in your life. At Owensboro Health, we want to help you live a healthy life with the ones you love. Having an annual screening mammogram is one way to take good care of yourself, because you're worth it. Schedule your screening mammogram online at owensborohealth.org/mammogram.
Thinking about furthering your education? At Elizabethtown Community and Technical College, you'll get a high-quality education close to home at a cost that won't break the bank. Enjoy small class sizes with professors who take a personal interest in your success. ECTC's Litchfield campus is now enrolling for classes that start March 13th. Call 270-259-1540 or visit elizabethtown.kctcs.edu to get started. ECTC. College for the real world.
Today, successful small businesses are lean, portable, and focused. If you're running your own business, you need to stay in tune to your customers, vendors, and employees. That doesn't leave much time for processing payroll and reporting, much less the overall performance of your business. The firm of Buckles, Travis, and Hart has a full offering of services for small businesses. Payroll processing, tax liability, unemployment, and financial reporting, just to name a few. Think of them like a built-in business manager, but they don't get sick and they don't ask for time off. Call or contact today to help get your business focused across the board. Buckles, Travis, and Hart. 270-259-5604. GraysonCPAs.com.
The Department for Aging and Independent Living within the Kentucky Cabinet for Health and Family Services wants to promote the Aging Disability Resource Center, a statewide toll-free phone line that provides older adults, individuals with physical disabilities, caregivers, and professionals with information and assistance to promote independent living. Call to learn about home-delivered meals, in-home services, respite care, caregiver support, and Medicaid waiver programs to help, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. Call 877-925-0037. Kentucky, we will get through this together. Paid for by the Department of Aging and Independent Living, the KBA, and this station.
Maybe you're not one of those frequent flyers, but sometimes you just want to hit the beach or see your new granddaughter or go to that out-of-state wedding. Whatever the reason for your getaway, if it involves flying in the U.S. or visiting a military base after May 7th, 2025, you'll need a Kentucky Real ID driver's license or an ID that is Real ID compliant. Make a plan to get your Kentucky Real ID now. Go to realidky.com.
Elon Musk says the last few months have been extremely tough. However, he says Twitter is now trending to break even. Musk tweeted on Sunday he had to save Twitter from bankruptcy, while also fulfilling his roles at his other companies, Tesla and SpaceX. Musk acquired the company last year for roughly $44 billion and has had a rough time. A new report says the probe into collapsed cryptocurrency firm FTX is expanding. The New York Times says prosecutors have spoken with lawyers for former executives and employees. They've also spoken to those involved with Alameda Research. That's the hedge fund that Sam Bankman-Fried created. Bankman-Fried is accused of stealing billions from customers since 2019. And Dell plans to cut more than 6,600 jobs as the demand for personal computers drops. According to Bloomberg, the cuts amount to about 5% of the company's global workforce. In a memo to employees, Dell's co-chief operations officer Jeffrey Clark said the company's previous belt-tightening measures weren't enough. Tech Report, Mark.
Johnny was a schoolboy when he heard his first Beatles song. Love me do, I think it was, and from there it didn't take him long. Got himself a guitar, used to play every night.
Today is Ballet Day.
Now he's in a rock and roll outfit.
Shout out to Sheriff Chaffins.
Wait for it.
Today is, he's the only person I really, well, Reese the Niece. Reese the Niece, outstanding ballerina.
Do they?
A little better than Sheriff Chaffins.
Could they do a duet together? Is that what you call it?
No, he's an old man. She's, you know,
I think he's got the bionic knees,
she
though,
can
right?
pirouette circles
this
around him.
combo.
He is. You love this song?
This convo.
Oh, this convo.
Just
Yeah.
I thought you were scared of the sheriff.
me?
Yeah.
Why would you say that?
Fettuccine Alfredo Day today.
Damn.
I do like fettuccine Alfredo.
Me too. Periodic Table Day. Dennis, you got all the periodic table memorized?
Rememberize?
We had to memorize this. There was this song for it that we had to memorize. in chemistry class.
See, periodic table, there's the comma, there's the period, there's the colon, which is two periods.
I don't think that's the same
stacked
one.
on top of
I think,
one another.
Yeah, I know that one.
By the way, as a reminder, maybe you can impress your friends. For those of you that don't know anything about the periodic table, you can just say, well, I know that J and Q don't appear on it. It's the only two letters that don't appear on the
I
periodic
know
table.
Na is sodium.
Yes, I was going to. That's
it.
HG.
You took the low-hanging fruit.
Sorry.
It is also, perhaps most importantly, wave all your fingers at your neighbor day today. Dennis, how many fingers does your neighbor typically wave at you?
I think it's the 2-finger salute. Like, hey.
I'm glad it wasn't using two hands as the two-finger salute.
It wasn't a finger on each hand?
No blue coat. Or the point. You know what I mean? We kind of do the point.
Is this your across-the-street neighbor?
Yeah.
Yeah,
If really anybody that I see, I'll either point or I'll go. With my kids, it's a two-handed operation where I curl in my bottom 2 fingers and I give them each the over the head.
Do you have to shake your fingers
No.
while you do it?
Well, I'm just doing this for demonstration. Then I do this at them like that, and they know what's up.
The late, great Ken Roberts was the best at pistol fingers. I mean, hey, you know,
Pistol fingers.
I just can't. I don't think of pistol fingers without thinking of him. So today is wave all your fingers at your neighbor day today, not just a choice one or two here and there.
Is that like this?
Or is that like...
I think it's like this. Wave all of them.
Not jazz hands then.
It's not one of those.
What jazz hands?
Can you hear this? If not, I'll turn it up. You know that one?
No.
Ask your boys. They'll know.
Okay.
Or maybe you need to teach them one. Top 10 Super Bowl storylines.
Oh, good, Sam. Yeah, let's chime in.
Brotherly love. That one's been covered. The Andy Reid Bowl. The
Damn.
ankle angle. Who's Mahomes' ankle?
Okay, is it injured?
Yes.
Okay.
He's fine, man. He'll be fine now.
History-making QB matchup for not only cultural reasons, but age reasons. 2, it is the youngest combined age of 2 starting quarterbacks in Super Bowl history.
It'd be interesting. It would have been too if Joe Burrow was in there.
That's true. Life after Tyreek. You know, they traded Tyreek Hill to the Dolphins, or sent him there in March, and so, but Mahomes and company have kept on plugging along. Talks about Eagles general manager Howie Roseman blew up the entire roster. You know, fired Peterson, traded Carson Wentz. Yeah, and after 2020, and then kind of rebuilt the team, and had a relatively quick turnaround in that regard. Greg Olson being on the mic, probably be the last time you'll hear him on a Super Bowl. Although, if Fox will listen to what people are saying, they'll find they may be the number 2 team on Fox once they. Who do you think they'll put Brady with? Brady announced he won't be with Fox until the fall. But if he is
next year
of 24,
yes.
Okay, so you'll get Olson one. Of course, the Super Bowl won't be on
CBS
Fox next year. So. Who do you think they put? Do they know who Brady's going to work with?
Well, I'd assume. I mean, Burkhardt's their number 1 right now, so I don't know if they just boot Olsen and move Olsen down,
reassign him with someone else.
Yeah, I don't know who their number one guy is. Maybe it's Dennis.
Maybe somebody different by that time.
Could be. How about Romo and Brady together? Ooh, that would be awful. Have you heard the conjecture that they think Brady's going to be awful in the broadcast booth?
I'm very interested to see how he does. I know like a lot of people don't. If I'm watching a game that I care about, like a Bengals game, I pretty much for the most part tune the announcers out. Now, if I'm watching a game that I don't care about, I will pay closer attention to the announcers, just more from the broadcaster in me. But for one, I know it's not easy.
It's certainly not easy.
And the hardest part, too, and the hardest part for Brady is going to be that relationship. And as you know, you can't, it is really hard to build that relationship and knowing, when to talk, how much to say, when to shut up. It's just that
Not
balance.
everybody's Peyton Manning either. Like his charisma, his personality is so so grand already over media.
I don't think Manning would be good in the traditional broadcast booth.
I think he's good in the booth that he's in.
That's right. I also think that Tom Brady may be a little too iconic for the broadcast booth, because here's what I know about Tom Brady. Everything he says, you can tell there's a half second of measurement before he responds to anything, and rightly so. If I were in his shoes and I were able to move the needle, you got to think before you speak. But sometimes broadcasters, believe it or not, have to speak before they think. And most of the time you get it right, or you hope that you do, but sometimes you have to be quick enough to move along that you're not afforded the luxury of waiting a half a beat going, what should I offer here?
What
in
I'm
commentary?
curious is, you've been seeing a lot of Gronk on Fox. Is there something there? Because Brady and Gronk have a really good relationship. Where I think I'm put Gronk on the sidelines
Maybe.
for that, and do like a 4-person crew.
Cole Kublik.
Yeah, I mean,
Gronk is the
honestly,
Cole Kubelik role.
in a way, kind of like that, and to kind of help Brady. Oh, there's somebody that I know well. I know when he talks in that relationship.
I didn't realize the Eagles defense had 70 sacks on the season. Be something to keep an eye on. And then officiating scrutiny has gone to a higher level in recent weeks, so it'll be interesting to watch the whistle, so to speak.
Really? I hadn't heard that.
What about Bill Belichick as sideline reporter?
We're on your side, Sam. You don't have to act like we're not on your side.
I hadn't heard that.
The parity between these two teams is of note. The Chiefs are 16-3. Eagles are 16-3. Chiefs have scored 546 points. The Eagles have scored 546 points.
Wow.
They have 6 All-Pros, including one Kelsey and their quarterback. The Eagles have 6 All-Pros, including a Kelsey brother and a quarterback. AFC's number 1 seed, NFC's number 1 seed.
Every team's got a quarterback.
Yeah,
Like,
but
most
they're all
teams-
pros.
Most teams have.
All-pro quarterbacks.
I guess Jalen Hurts probably was all pro.
That's what this says.
Okay, now I see what you're saying. I thought it was just like they got a
Sam,
Kelsey brother and a quarterback. It's
Don't
like,
be
well,
so bitter.
Well, so does.
See, you're right, Dennis. See, I'm over here on his side trying to commiserate.
You're trying,
and
but he's
be
just
nice. He's just not hearing it, is
no,
he?
he's not.
I'm still
The Bengals
bitter.
lose.
He thinks somehow
I am
I'm happy
bitter.
about the Chiefs being in it. I'm not
Yeah.
happy about the Chiefs being in it.
You know,
Kansas
you
City.
wanted your Kansas City barbecue.
No, actually, I think I'm not even making any barbecue. So
Are you making your Philly cheesesteak at least?
no, I don't think so. Well, I don't know. I haven't decided. It's only Tuesday. I do think that if I don't make a big Super Bowl spread, I'm going to enjoy the game more, and I'm certainly going to enjoy the commercials more because I have more time to spend doing that.
I think your priorities are wrong.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Food more.
You weren't going to eat anyway. So
True.
Popeye's Meme Kid is going to star in a Super Bowl ad. Do you know Popeye's Meme Kid?
No.
Yeah.
See, I don't. I'm trying to. No, I don't want to watch any of them.
I'm not watching any of them ahead of time, but here's what I found out about the commercials, especially trying to organize menu and food, and like you have to make a choice. When do you look away from the game? Is it during the commercials? Is it during the game? Well, I missed a touchdown. But I do see that I am at a demographic now that there are Super Bowl ads that I go, I don't understand what any of that means. You know, that's just, I don't know any of that. Yeah. So Popeyes is going to have a commercial starring a kid.
Okay.
I do like myself some Popeyes.
Alicia Silverstone, I know her, will reprise her Clueless role in a spot for Rakuten.
Rakuten. Yeah,
What is
that's like
Rakuten?
a.
Wait a minute. It's like a
Dog food?
sling. It's like a Roku. It's like a.
Isn't it like a travel? Isn't it like an Airbnb?
Maybe. I took a shot. You could tell I wasn't particularly confident about it. Ozzy, Billy Idol, Joan Jett, and more will take on corporate America's use of Rockstar
Cashback.
in a soap.
That's what it is.
Rakuten is cashback. Well, I need more of that.
Yeah.
Just give me some cash, and that way I would say, like, hey, it'd be cash back to me. Melissa McCarthy will show off her singing voice in a Super Bowl commercial for Booking.com. I know her too.
Is she
and
going
I.
to try to be funny, or is this a real singing voice?
That's a travel site too. I know that one.
Thank you. She, Somewhere Anywhere is the name of the commercial. And I know her because she and I are contemporaries. She's slightly my elder.
Oh.
She's already 52.
I bet she sings. I bet she really does.
Aaron Paul, it'll have to be funny, though. Melissa Carthy can't not be funny. Aaron Paul says Popcorner's Super Bowl ad is the last time they'll revisit Breaking Bad.
See, I saw this. I almost accidentally watched, and I'm glad I didn't because
You can't unsee it, can you?
This is the one that I'm actually kind of looking forward to because I think Bryan Cranston's in there too. And
Here's
then the
what
character
happens. It's
Tuco.
really good. I saw it on Twitter.
A premise that I am sort of interested in, but it's a hypothesis that I believe I already know the answer to. Sam Adams Super Bowl 2023 ad dreams of a nicer Boston. Not anyone. It's not going to happen. You know, Boston is one of the most unfriendly cities in the United States.
You ever been to Pittsburgh?
And that's not going to change. They're not. Trust me, they're nicer in Pennsylvania than they are in Massachusetts. It may be slight.
You sure it's just not because the colors you're wearing?
No, even Sam Adams knows they're a mean town.
They're dreaming of it.
Sam Adams is admitting that Boston is a not very
They have
nice
to dream
town.
about it.
Goodness gracious. Got to get to a break. We'll come back. More on the way here on In the Know.
I'm an emergency medical technician. Today I arrived at the scene of a crash. I've seen enough of these to know it's a bad one. Young female driver, unconscious. I see her phone on the floor. The screen says OMW. On my way. She never hit send. Be safe, Kentucky. Buckle up and put the phone down.
Paid with funds through the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety.
The Kentucky Department for Community-Based Services is hiring. DCBS invites you to be part of an inclusive team of caring professionals that helps all Kentucky families through a rewarding career in family support or social services. They have job openings in their county offices across the state and offer great benefits like hybrid work schedule, competitive salary, paid holidays, and many opportunities for training and promotions, plus state employee discounts. Go online to chfs.ky.gov and enter DCBS jobs in the search field. It's a new day at DCBS. Join them, an equal opportunity employer MFD.
Attention, small business owners. This could be the most important 10-minute call you will ever make. You may be eligible to receive up to $26,000 per employee through the Employee Retention Credit. Call Omega Accounting Solutions to see if your business is eligible to recover payroll tax paid during the pandemic. All it takes is a quick, easy, free 10-minute consultation to determine your qualifications. Call Omega Accounting Solutions at 800-300-9ERC. Omega's knowledgeable staff will streamline the process of filing complicated paperwork. Omega is the small business champion with teams dedicated to maximizing tax credits. CPAs even turn to Omega for ERC guidance. Take advantage of this exclusive small business tax credit before it's too late. The 3-year sunset deadline is setting soon. So find out if you qualify today. Call 800-300-9ERC. That's 800-300-9ERC. Or visit OmegaTaxCredits.com.
Down, set, 8, 1, 1, 8, 1, 1.
The best football teams always get the call right, and you need to make the right call before you excavate. If you don't and you damage a natural gas line, the Kentucky Public Service Commission will investigate, and you could be fined up to $1,250. So make the right call. Put safety first. Call 811 before you dig.
Touchdown! Oh my goodness!
This message brought to you by the Kentucky Public Service Commission.
K105 Weather is brought to you by Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
Twin Lakes weather. Clouds increase today as temperatures climb into the 50s for highs. For tomorrow, highs near 60 degrees. As we deal with some scattered showers in the forecast, we'll keep our highs near 60 for Wednesday as we see even more of that rain and even a couple of thunderstorms coming into the forecast. From the Wave News Storm Tracking Team, I'm meteorologist Tawana Andrew.
Pilot of the airwaves, here is my request. You don't have to play it, but I hope you'll do your best.
Did you know being a good leader is 30% genetic?
And you seem like a
How do you quantify that?
I don't know. Somebody in leadership decided to commission a study to produce the results. And they came back and said, we're happy to report it's 30% genetic. And they just agreed and went on. Simple as that. I do know the leader of Snack Time is one culinary specialist, Yukon Cornelius.
Chief?
Yeah, he's the Swedish chef.
If I buy it, yeah.
Do we need? Where's your hat?
Well, not with
It's sitting there on the ground.
It's over there in the curio cabinet. Did you bring snack today?
I did. Trey found these for me, for us, for the community.
Wait, was it me or was it us? Which is it?
Trey found these for the community.
Okay.
To enhance the community's taste buds. And I don't know, we have a memory that goes way back with a corn-flavored chip.
I believe it was discussed just yesterday.
Did you want one?
No.
I was gonna say, I mean-
They're probably just like they were when we had them the first time. But today, for your viewing and palate pleasure, I have Cheetos Mexican street corn flavored
Cheetos
chips.
Mexican street corn chip.
Yeah.
All right. Let's
There
see
you go.
them. All right. Cheetos Mexican street corn.
Yeah.
I haven't had Mexican street corn many times.
No, I don't want them.
They're not really a chip. They're like a twirl or a twist.
Oh, 'cause it's a Cheeto.
Is it?
I mean, when's a Cheeto a chip?
Please be better than the Pringles sweet corn
Well,
chip.
I mean,
Better, but you know what? There's some similarities in there.
Gosh, it smells terrible.
There's some similarities, and there's something about that artificial corn
Yeah.
that is distinct.
Those aren't bad.
No, they're not bad.
Those are a lot better than the.
They're
sweet
not
corn
as bad
Pringles.
as the Pringles,
Smell
but
Why do I want to smell it?
Just smell them.
the first note of it, though, was very similar. I thought, there's something about this that is familiar.
Really?
Well, it's got kind of like the Cheeto flavor to it.
Cheetos, Mexican street corn. Dennis
No?
says no good. You're saying foul?
Yeah. That's terrible.
Foul on the play. All right. Very
Y'all
good.
like those?
I mean,
No.
Oh.
I mean,
Oh, wow.
I'm happy I tried them, but you'll not find me grabbing them off the shelf going, here, I'll have these.
Oh, my bad on the expiration date.
Over
too.
something else. That's all right. You clearly don't pay any attention to those.
how long ago did Trey buy these?
That's not bad, guys.
They've been in the backseat of your
Hey,
truck since
Strawberry
October.
Queen, stop getting them for us. I got to do something.
You delegated it to the boys. I got it. AMC is changing ticket prices based on where you sit in the theater. AMC has announced Sightline, a new 3-tiered pricing system in which moviegoers will pay a certain price for their tickets depending upon where they sit. There's standard Sightline, there's value Sightline, and there's preferred Sightline. What a wreck.
So we're going into like a baseball game.
Similar?
Yeah.
I guess what I'd like to know is, are you making the preferred or the most expensive one the same as it has always been, and then providing cheaper alternatives for poorer views, or are you jacking up the the premium view?
I guess in a lot of ways, though, some theaters already have this in different ways. They have like I know the theater where I grew up had the Lux level, which was where you had like the server that could bring you food
Yeah.
during it and
And
so
the
on.
recliners.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what, I really don't care much about this. I just care about who's buying the seats around me.
That's exactly right. And that's the kind of the way.
Yeah,
Why
'cause
should I be penalized?
Is your premium a bigger seat, or a recliner and
We
so
went
on?
to the movies Friday night in Owensboro. We had to go to Owensboro for something. And there was a slumber party of 6 girls in our row, middle schoolers, with no.
What did you watch?
With no parental supervision there. Giggles, screams, phone noises, flashlights. They all had blankets.
Hey!
We moved seats.
Yeah, I bet you did.
We did.
What movie was it?
It was called Missing. It was about a girl whose mom goes on a trip and
Look,
she
wait. Goes missing.
No,
Oh.
that's where the plot turns. She becomes a synchronized swimmer in Mexico, and I thought, wow, why are they watching this? It was a good movie.
Why should I be penalized for either A, getting there earlier than everyone else and scouting out the seat,
Right.
or being strategic in pre-buying your seats, and you see the seating grid, you see which one you want, then you know, okay, make sure if you're going to have to go on this end, there's only 4 left. Don't pick the 2 on the end. Pick the 2 in the middle of the 4, so you'll have a buffer on each side. Right? If you know how to swim in these waters successfully, why should I be penalized for that?
I don't think it's going to keep because of that. I think their goal maybe to have cheaper seats, have the good seats at the price they are now, maybe $1 more.
I'm fine with that.
But I think this will. They're trying to get people in there any way they can, but I think this will deter people because they can't get the seats that they want that they normally have. I think it'll deter people from going.
If you aren't charging me a premium for my experience I've been enjoying before, then I'm perfectly fine with you offering incentives to get more people in the theater. I just don't want you taking advantage of me just because I'm willing to go.
I think it's going to hurt
I'm clearly
us.
not, because I don't know the last time I was in a theater. You think it's going to hurt what?
Those who care about their viewing experience. I think we'll have a limited opportunity to have the same experience that we normally have because we think about where we are going to be seated and why and the whole deal.
We were talking about the Super Bowl last segment, and The Last of Us, HBO's new show, is apparently it will be available on Friday and on HBO Max, and then followed by an HBO broadcast at its regular time on Sunday. But that means they're encouraged, so we know you'll be watching the Super Bowl, so we're going to go ahead and give this to you on Friday so you can watch it this week. I don't know what, for instance, 1923 is going to do. Their new episode came out this past Sunday. It is so good. That episode was so good. And I'm excited for what the rest of this season will hold. By the way, hearing Yellowstone might end soon, but a new series with Matthew McConaughey will continue the franchise. So whatever goes on.
All right.
After that, yeah, it makes me wonder how they're going to work that in there. Of course, a couple days removed from the Grammys, so a couple of days for all the bickering and chitter chatter and all that to take place. And much as I suspected, lots of conservative commentators taking issue with the Sam Smith performance on Sunday night. Ted Cruz called it evil. It was evil. I mean, I even told you yesterday, as soon as I saw it come on, I went and watched NASCAR for a while. I shouldn't have been surprised when the setup person for the whole thing was Madonna. And she basically framed it as if, in my life, I've realized if you could get them talking or you could make controversy or you could stir a frenzy or whatever, you were onto something. By the way, she doesn't look like the Madonna I knew. So
I missed all this.
Yeah, it's just it's awful. It's terrible. But shouldn't be surprised. I mean, I'm not at all surprised. But not for me. So Bad Bunny fans, I told you I enjoyed Bad Bunny's opening number on the Grammys. I didn't understand a word of it, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. There are probably some words in there that I know or could understand. But I talked about how it was the bold move that CBS or the Grammys were making by having a non-English speaking performance be the opening number for the Grammys, right? The come on in and enjoy the show. And I thought, what a milestone, right? And I'm thinking, that's great. I enjoyed it. Everybody was doing the merengue and all that. Well, the takeaway was people were mad because the closed captioning just said non-English speaking.
Oh, look! Oh, okay. Looky there.
Speaking non-English, and it did the same thing for his acceptance speech for his award when he spoke.
Wow!
And I'm like, the takeaway wasn't "Hey, hurrah!"
Yeah.
Milestones, Spanish language number, being the lead, right? Being the but I don't know.
Swing and a miss.
Okay, I've been waiting all morning.
Let's do it.
I'd like to see the look on Dennis's face.
Okay.
You don't know, Dennis is not the biggest connoisseur of rap music or hip hop music. Fair to say.
I mean, aside from the Vanilla Ice Ninja Turtles team up from '91, that's probably
we're not having a Cook Ranch rap album.
The Coming Out of Their Shells tour.
So this is a So this is a Grammy story as well, but I know Dennis didn't watch the Grammys because one doesn't have CBS, doesn't watch TV per se. So this is a Grammy story. Okay, here's my phrase, and I just want to see Dennis's face. Quavo.
I think it's Quavo. We want to be.
Oh, it's not like Jose Cuervo.
We've already got it wrong.
Quavo and Offset fought backstage at Grammys after Quavo blocked him from Takeoff tribute. Can you translate that for me on what all that means?
Well, see, they met in the back alley, and they had a disagreement of sorts through conversation and physical altercations.
All right. Takeoff is who?
That's where you lost me.
Okay. I was just wondering.
He's the rapper from Me. They're all part of the same rap group.
Can I have time to review that and come back later?
Nope. You just got to take it at face value. Got to get to a break. Come back. Wrap it up for the morning. You're on In the Know.
Here's a question. Have you and your spouse ever climbed the crazy ladder? Hi, this is Jim Daly with Focus on the Family. Most couples know exactly what that's like. One spouse says something, the other responds with something that's a bit angrier and a bit louder. Then back and forth it goes. The couple is racing up an emotional ladder. And the thing about ladders is you can go up really fast, but coming down quickly is a lot harder. In other words, once a disagreement is escalated into a heated argument, it's much more difficult to calm things down. And that's not all. It's really unstable at the top of that ladder. The problems between a husband and wife don't get easier to resolve when a disagreement escalates into a heated argument. Not only do couples need to stay off the crazy ladder for the sake of their marriage, but they need to do it for their children if they have them. There's plenty of research that shows children suffer lifelong repercussions when they're exposed to chronic, poorly handled conflict. So if you're looking for a good reason for you and your spouse to climb down from the crazy ladder, your children are a pretty powerful one. For all of these reasons, the best advice is for couples not to go up the crazy ladder in the first place. Learn how to stay calm, discuss your differences rationally, and resolve your problems in a way that strengthens your marriage instead of weakens it. To help your marriage thrive, visit FocusOnTheFamily.com. I'm Jim Daly.
Hello?
Hey, stranger.
Oh, hi. Thank goodness it's you. I was afraid to answer the phone.
Why? What's up?
The credit card companies are after me. They want me to make payments and the calls never stop.
Ouch. Been there before, but I got help from Trinity Debt Management.
Trinity?
Yeah, I called and right away Trinity contacted my creditors and got my interest rates cut in half. They ended all the late fees and overlimit charges, and they stopped those annoying phone calls.
Bet that was a relief.
Yep. Then they put me on a plan that consolidated my bills into one easy monthly payment. That way, I paid off my debt fast while saving thousands.
Nice.
Trinity even showed me how to plan and meet a monthly budget. So now I'm debt-free for keeps.
Wow. Do you still have their number?
Sure. Here, write this down and call 1-800-990-6976.
Can you repeat that?
1-800-990-6976. That's 1-800-990-6976.
As a nurse in an emergency department, no one knows better than me that car crashes happen. But what I don't understand are injuries and deaths that are 100% preventable. Like the injuries caused by folks who won't buckle up their seatbelts, or crashes caused by those who won't stop messing with their phones. So please, be safe, Kentucky. Buckle up and put the phone down.
Paid with funds through the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety.
The Kentucky Department for Community-Based Services is hiring. DCBS invites you to be part of an inclusive team of caring professionals that helps all Kentucky families through a rewarding career in family support or social services. They have job openings in their county offices across the state and offer great benefits like hybrid work schedule, competitive salary, paid holidays, and many opportunities for training and promotions, plus state employee discounts. Go online to chfs.ky.gov and enter DCBS jobs in the search field. It's a new day at DCBS. Join them, an equal opportunity employer, MFD.
Baby, 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 I got the feeling, baby.
MB's point to ponder for today. So there's extra small. Okay. There's extra large. Why no extra medium?
There's schmedium.
Doesn't it seem like there's an opportunity in there? Doesn't it feel like there's a crevice that extra medium can
You can
fit
wedge
in?
your way in there and revolutionize the clothing market and fast food market.
So let me ask you then, Dennis, as an expert on things such as this.
Sure.
Would your extra medium come in the direction of L or in the direction of S?
The direction of L.
Mm-hmm.
Thus, L would have to upgrade a tad as well. It would have to inch closer to the XL.
Okay.
But then wouldn't the XL have to go closer to the double X?
That's where we get you.
Then do I need an XM on both sides? Do I need an extra medium that's a little bigger than medium, and I need an extra medium that's a little smaller than medium because I would be extra in both directions?
My head hurts now.
Sam Mystery solved. Heard from Jody Henderson. And he said that the gentleman wearing the 1993 shirt you mentioned the other night was Bobby Adams.
Ah, okay. See, I knew I saw someone, and I couldn't remember as to who it was.
Mm-hmm.
But it was cool because I liked the shirt too because it was obviously a 30-year-old shirt, so it was kind of cool vintage
also,
logo.
When I have more time, perhaps I'll share with you a funny story about the shaved head incident.
I'm curious because I don't really know the story behind it.
I think they were lobbying they were trying to secure an NIL deal with Barbasol, and it just didn't come together the way they wanted.
Has Superintendent Robinson and PBA Perkins, have they gotten any further on that deal yet, or is it too late?
Too late. My guess. Although, what those guys could do is they could put on their jerseys from 93 and go over to Breck County during a game and act like those guys from Florida did the other night.
Mm-hmm.
Dance around in the aisles like at Rupp.
Mm-hmm.
I'd go.
You just want to see Ernie Perkins.
Where are those jerseys?
Oh, Billy has them somewhere. I was sharing with Barry Cannon on Sunday. I talked about the length of the shorts.
Mm-hmm.
And shorts, because of the Fab Five, were getting longer in the early 90s.
Sure.
But even in 1993, though, Bill Lee wanted the 68 cut. Right? Where our shorts are going to be cut the same length as 1968.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was a good year for them.
Showing some leg.
For him.
State of the Union 2023 tonight.
Cougars in Breckenridge County.
When I was a kid, the night was ruined. You had 3 channels. He was on all of them. The president's on. Real Housewives of New Jersey on Bravo tonight, and History Channel series premiere something called History's Greatest Heists with Pierce Brosnan.
Okay.
He'd be a pretty good guy to host that show. Cougars, Breck County, what about 7?
7 is what time the game starts, so we'll probably start between 6:30 and 6:40, hopefully. On the Moose will be the radio coverage, and then you'll be able to watch it, K105 Digital Production. Subscribe to the YouTube channel so you get notified when we go live, because it might be earlier, it might be later because of senior night.
That's right. And this way, you just tell you it's going. So now you know you don't have
and
to
if
sit
you
around.
go there right now, there is already a link created that you can just give it a click.
So I just do like this. I just do boop.
And it's there.
Is that the sound it makes when I do it? Does it go?
Alex is working on that on our YouTube channel.
Boy. Today's highlight in history, this day,
Is he successful
1964.
yet?
The Beatles arrived at New York's JFK Airport to begin their first American tour. President Kennedy imposed a full trade embargo on Cuba, this date, 1962. First untethered spacewalk from the Space Shuttle Challenger, this date, 1984. Birthdays today. Robert Smigel, the comedy writer, is 63. He wrote TV Funhouse on SL. TV Funhouse, TV Funhouse. Come back with my show. James Spader is 63 today. Jimmy Mattingly's backup singer, G. Brooks, is 61 today.
Gosh, he's that old.
Chris Rock is 58 today. Ashton Kutcher is 45 today.
Not a lot, but that's a solid group.
Listen to this gone but not forgotten, all in an order. Sir Thomas More in 1478, John Deere in 1804, Charles Dickens in 1812, Laura Ingalls Wilder in 1867.
All-star lineup.
That's kind of what I thought. Let's find some chart toppers.
All right.
We're sort of out of time.
Oh.
But we'll try to work in a chart topper or two. Dennis.
Hi.
Did you and Strawberry Queen hear us discussing the virtue of your conundrum?
Yesterday?
No, it was last week one day, Thursday or Friday.
don't think so.
I think it was Friday.
We had a conundrum.
What conundrum was this?
Well, I was lamenting about you getting stuck for Valentine's Day.
Oh,
but that's when I thought your Christmas gift was actually on Valentine's Day.
Oh, it's not?
It's not.
It's
day after tomorrow.
2 days from now.
So that's completely new week. I mean, there's a weekend even that separates the two. So Christmas gift this Thursday.
That's correct.
Valentine's Day on Tuesday. Two different things.
Sure, absolutely. But you know what? Even if she doesn't give me anything, it's okay. Her love that she expresses and her own giftedness is all I need.
Are you in trouble?
I didn't hear a single word he just said. Lemon Piper's Green Tambourine, number 1 in 68.
Did you sleep on the couch last night?
No, I don't sleep on no couch.
Did you push Alex onto the couch and take his room in?
I don't sleep on the couch.
Manfred Mann, number 1 in 1977.
Whoa, Guitar Hero. Watch out.
Air Guitar Champion 1985 worldwide.
Congratulations. Wow.
As in Missa worldwide. Whoa. Let's go to 1986. Wham! I'm Your Man. 95 TLC Creep. Evanescence My Immortal in 04. Locked Out of Heaven Bruno Mars in 13. 1 year ago today, Miss Adkins was number 1 with Easy on Me. Dennis,
Awesome.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you, guys.
See you again in a couple of weeks.
Thank
I think
you.
we were going to miss you next week.
Yeah,
but
2 weeks from now.
I'll make sure and leave your conversation hearts over there in your area so you'll find them the next Tuesday.
Right next to the sweet corn Pringles.
Yeah. Like more Pringles.
Oof.
Not. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. The purpose of life is a life of purpose. The purpose of life is a life of purpose.
I like
MB's
that.
Pearl of Wisdom for today. Remember, God loves you, and I do too. If you don't know Jesus, let me know and I'll introduce you. Look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for another edition of our show. For Sam Gormley, for Dennis Cook, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.
Powering through the Twin Lakes with the best mix of music, news, weather, and fun. If it's in the Twin Lakes, it's on K105.